So most people don't know that credit cards make an average of every single year around $104 billion by charging you and your friends and everyone with a credit card interest, and also charging them a late fee and a whole bunch of other fees that they actually charge. That's a ton of money if you don't know. But what if I told you I knew a way to make money by using your credit card? So instead of being the one that pays them money, they are the one that actually give you money. By the way, it's not just points, okay? It's actually by doing something called credit card arbitrage, and also something called buying gold with a credit card, which I'm going to break down later on in this video. But on top of that, I have 3 methods, so make sure you stick around all the way to the end. Now, if you guys don't know me, my name is Ty Bryson. I'm an accountant, and I upload videos on YouTube every single day. Yes, I said daily content. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notified, and also do me a favor and absolutely destroy the like button. Now, here's a question for you guys, okay? How many credit cards do you currently have right now in your wallet? And if you ask me, guys, in my wallet, I only really carry 2 credit cards, okay? One for my business and one for my daily driver, because every single credit card that I actually have, I have it set on auto payments. Everything I buy it online, whether it's groceries, whether it's any software, whether it's whatever I like to use, even buying Netflix or anything like that, I always buy it on a credit card, but everything is set on auto payments online. That way I don't miss a payment, and on top of that way I don't have to think about like, hey, what if I spent too much money here or there? No, everything is spent automatically on my credit cards every single month, and that way I get the points. But again, everything is covered, everything is paid for in total every single month, and that way I avoid all the interest, and all I really get is all the points. Now comment down below and let me know if you do the same thing, or if you just spend money on a daily basis with your credit card. Comment down below, let me know. And now the basic idea for this video, guys, is very simple. I want to show you guys 3 different ways to basically go ahead and, instead of being the person being exploited, you become the person that knows exactly how the system works and knows how to manipulate it to your own right, and that way you make money while other people might be losing money. But hopefully, if you know anyone losing money, you show them this video, teach them the techniques, and that way they learn the same thing you know, to stop paying money to the credit cards and then start being the person that's actually making money from the credit cards every single year, every single month, every single day. And now the first way to make money from a credit card is by far one of the most risky ways, but by far also one of my favorite ways, because I've done this several times already. Now, this is the ability to take money out from a credit card and then grab that money and invest it, and that is called leverage. Now, it's risky because if you invest the money and you lose the money, well, guess what happens now? Basically, you lost the money, but you still owe that money to the credit card. Now, the main point here is that you want to make sure that that credit card has a promotional balance on it, meaning for 12 months at least, you won't have to pay any interest on it. So whether you take the money out now or later, that way you get 12 months to pay back without having to worry about the interest, so that we can focus on just investing the money. However, tell me, how do I get the money out of the credit card? Well, there's 2 options here. You can either do something called manufactured spending, when you spend money, but in reality, you just take the money out in cash and then you get the money in your hand, and now the credit card thinks you spent it, but in reality, you never really spent it, okay? Now tell me, how does this work? Well, I have a full video linked down below, but the basic idea is that all you're really doing is buying gift cards, okay? Prepaid debit gift cards with your credit card, and then loading them on to another prepaid card, and that way, then you transfer that balance over to your entire bank account, and that way you have the cash, but the credit card thinks you spent the money, and that way you got a little loan without having to pay a cash advance fee. And however, guys, if you are tight on cash and tight on time, and you need the money right away, then you might as well just get a cash advance if you know for a fact that investment is going to be a profitable one. But tell me, what exactly do you recommend I invest that money into? Well, the answer is this, guys. 2 options here. You create a side hustle, you test it out with that money, and slowly but surely you start making money and making income, right? Now, the risk is this. If you lose the money, well, now you still owe the money, but that's part of the game, part of the risk. That's why you don't take $10,000, $20,000. You might take $1,000 and pay back easily within 12 months interest free, but don't take so much money that you'll be like, okay, what do I do now? I took way too much money. The second way is by basically going out there and spending that money on something called education. Educate yourself on side hustles, with courses, with books. Educate yourself, because at the end of the year, guys, that education is going to be profitable enough to actually make you money later on. So before you try to start a side hustle, well, use the money to invest into books and courses about that side hustle, and that way you know exactly how to make it happen and make money from it without having to worry about like, hey, how does this work? How do I figure it out? The answer is, if you take a course from a professional who does it already, well, that way you know how everything works from the get-go, and you don't have to worry about figuring things out and losing all your money. So again, if you want to do this, it is very risky, but the last time I did this, I did it with Discover, and I actually took out like around like I think it was $4,000 for a cash advance. I paid 5%, which is kind of like a very like low interest loan, and then I grabbed that money and I bought some cell phones with it. A lot of cell phones, okay? And I basically flipped them over and over again. And by the end of the year, 12 months, no interest, well, I had around 3x or 4x my money just like that. And that's the point right there, guys. So 5% versus a 400% increase, the answer is it's a no-brainer. If you know what to do with the money and you know how to flip it, the answer is it's a better way to use that money instead of just being like, oh, I'll keep the money in here, do nothing with it. The answer, no. If you know what to do with it, investing is one of the best ways to make money from a credit card by taking the money out. And by the way, if you want to learn all the details of manufacturer spending, well, link down below, full video explaining every single detail on how to do it. And I also have a new video coming out later that includes 3 different ways to take the money out without having to worry about any fees. So again, link down below. Check it out. And then number 2 is basically by using sign-up bonuses, but also rewards. Tommy, I know how this works. I do it all the time. What else can you tell me about it? Well, the answer is this, guys, right? If you want to get a sign-up bonus, the best way to do it is by basically doing manufacturer spending, or for example, using PayPal or Venmo to send your friend money with a credit card. That way, it's like you spend it, but then you just take the money right back and put it into your account, and then boom, you spent the money, but not really. Now, the thing is this, guys, okay? Most people, they grab the money they make, whether it's rewards or the sign-up bonus, and they spend it, okay, on a vacation or just on something they don't really need, okay? So the answer is, if you really want to make money from your credit card, use that sign-up bonus or rewards to actually go out there and actually invest the money. But Tommy, what would I invest the money into? Well, the answer is what I do currently is Acorns. I invest into Acorns every single month around $500. And the ability is that every single year on average, I've grown by around 7%. And on top of that, I also get 2.35% in dividend payments. So it's around a 9.35% gain every single year if you allocate the entire dividend payment. And by the way, that 7% is already taken into account inflation. So there you go. Now, if you invest your money that you get from rewards and also from your sign-up bonuses, it's a way better way to actually maximize them by multiplying them over a long period of time. By the way, guys, you might say, Tommy, it's only 500 or 1,000. It's not that much. The answer is, if you take this as a job, okay, and every single year you do at least like 5 to 10 credit cards, well, at the end of the year, 10 times $500, well, that's $5,000. If you do, for example, $700, well, 10 times $700, that's $7,000 in 1 year, which is a lot of money if you ask me. And over time, that money can add up to a ton of money later on. Now, tell me, what credit cards do I get to do this properly? The answer is, I can't tell you, because by the time you watch this video, that credit card might be expired and that video might no longer even be here anymore. So what do you do exactly? Go to doctorofcredit.com. They have a whole bunch of credit cards there listed, and they constantly update it every single day, every single month, and that way you know exactly what credit cards to use all the time. But later on, comment down below if you want me to make a video on it, and that we get the latest ones. But comment down below and let me know. By the way, make sure you don't overspend money. Use manufacturer spending to make sure you get the rewards. Don't ever spend money you don't have to try to get a reward or sign a bonus, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. What they want you to do to make money off of you is spend money, then trap yourself, get a bonus, but now you can't pay back what you actually spent, and now you're stuck for the next 7 years, and they're like, okay, you got a bonus, but we're gonna get a lot of interest from you, so in the end, it benefits us more than it benefits you. So the answer is, you want to outsmart them by not spending the money, but more importantly, by also investing the money and not just like spending it on something you don't need, okay? That's number 2 right there. By the way, comment down below and let me know if you're gonna try it, or do you prefer to just spend the money on a vacation or just doing something you actually wanted to do in a long time? Comment down below, let me know. And now the last one, the final way to make money from a credit card is something that hasn't worked in a long time. However, it could work potentially later on, okay? Now, there's a risky way to do it and a very safe way to do it, but right now, it just doesn't make any sense, okay? Now, this is called credit card arbitrage. Now, Tommy, what is this exactly and how does it work? Well, it's the ability to take money from a credit card, basically, write yourself a check, and then use that money to put it into a savings account, and then use that money in the savings account, just leave it there for like the entire year, okay? And then at the end of the year, put the money back, and then take the difference, and now that's your profit. Now, you might say, Tommy, that's not a lot of money, but in reality, if you get $10,000 from a credit card and use that money right there, Well, that's around $1,000 profit every single year just from having it in a savings account. But tell me, today, the savings are only 2%. The answer is yeah. I know that, and that's why I said, it doesn't really work in today's era. So what exactly can you do here? Well, if you want to be really risky, by the way, later on in life, maybe like 5 years from now, we don't know if the credit card interest rates might rise like back to how they were back in 2008. So I don't know yet. However, it might happen. So that's what I'm telling you guys right now, just in case if it does change, you can do this if you want to. Now, the thing is this, guys, if you really want to be risky with this and you really want to take some chances, the thing is you can actually take the money out and then invest it into exactly like index funds, okay? And if you invest into index funds, well, you might have a very high chance of having a profit. But if you don't, though, you'll still owe the money. And that's called leverage. So it's very risky if you try it. But if you do try it, if it works, well, you keep the difference, you pay back the credit card, and boom, you just make some money without having to use your own money. And that's how it works. But again, it is very risky, and I don't recommend it unless you know exactly what you're doing. Now, step by step, how does this work? Well, the first step is this, guys. You want to go out there and find a credit card with a promotional rate on it with 0 interest for at least a minimum of 12 to 6 months, okay? Or a balance transfer card that gives you like 23 months or so to actually transfer the balance over without having to worry about any fees, okay? Now, tell me how exactly would I do this? The answer is, okay, if you found a low interest card, for example, Discover, right now they offer 12 months when you sign up and you don't have to pay any interest. Now, for a balance transfer card, you can get Simplicity Card by Citibank, and they give you 21 months to pay back that balance transfer without having to worry about any interest whatsoever. Okay, Tommy, so how does this work exactly, and how do I maximize this? Well, the step is this, guys. Once you find that card, you want to either give yourself a cash advance or take the money out with manufacturer spending, like I taught you guys, and then grab that money, take it out, and then do a balance transfer with another card, okay? Then take that money out right there, and then pay that off in 23 months interest-free, okay? Well, 21 months interest-free, and then grab the money right here, either invest it if you want to, really risky, or put it in a savings and then maximize the profits you get, or invest it into real estate, whatever you want to do. But the concept is there are a lot of ways to make money from a credit card, but the risky part is if you don't do the right thing, you'll end up spending all that money back on interest. So make sure whatever you want to invest your money into, you understand it beforehand. By the way, if you get a loan from a credit card for like 3% or 5% for 2 years, that is still pretty solid, okay? And that's why every single year, on average, I take money from my credit cards, I use it, I flip it, and then I put it right back, and that's how I do it. But before you try these tricks right here, guys, I recommend watch this video over a few times, read the description also, and do some research to find out exactly how it works. And that way you don't make any mistakes, but most importantly, it doesn't end up costing you a ton of money over time. But guys, that is basically it for this video. Comment down below and let me know which one of these 3 ways are you planning to try. Comment down below. Let me know. If you ask me, my favorite way is to grab a credit card, the points, and also sign up bonuses, and use it for investing. Although sometimes I use it for vacation, but most of the time I want to use that money to invest it, multiply it, and then step by step have it compound on top of itself, and eventually that money will make me a ton of money. Now guys, as always, if you like this video, really appreciate it. And on top of that also, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notified. And if you want to talk to me one-on-one, uno, just DM me on Instagram, Tommy Bryson. And before I go, if you want to watch a full video, okay, on how to use manufacturer spending and how it works, well, watch this video right here. And on top of that, click my face right here. Join the channel now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.